Hello, this is Mrs. Plona here. I am going to be guiding you through how to complete Activity 2 for freshmen. What you need to do is first log into Haiku. After that, you will go up to the Apps section. It's on the upper right-hand corner, and you will click on Career Cruising. Once you have done that, you will get to the home page of your Career Cruising page. Your name will be up here, and there is a drop-down arrow. You will click that drop-down arrow and go to My Activities, My Assignments and Activities. Under My Assignments and Activities, you will click that, and your page will look like this. At that point, you should click on 9th grade Activity 2. Once I have done that, there is a blue link under Templates. That is what you're going to click on next. You are going to go ahead and save that file. When you do that, you will get a page that looks like this. You will want to enable editing and make sure the print layout is on. From here, you are going to start step 1, which is a day in my life. In order to do that, you will need to go down to page 4. This is page 4. This is the table that we are going to fill out. The first part of the table we're going to fill out is just the activity section. From 7 to 8, unless you have a 0 period, you are going to put what you do before school. So maybe getting ready for school, traveling to school, something along those lines. At 8, we're going to go ahead and say that's period 1. So go ahead and put whatever class that is. That might be physical science. Then on the 9 o'clock, we're going to go ahead and say period 2. And you're going to put whatever class that is. Maybe that's algebra. Period 3. Where your class is there. Then we're going to go ahead and say this is lunch. Period 4. Period 5. And period 6. After this, you will go ahead and write down whatever you do after school on a typical Monday schedule. After this, we will need to fill in our work skills. So if I'm in physical science first period, I have to go to the next 4 pages. That's page 5 through 9. And I'm going to have to use the work skills from whatever I was doing during that hour. So during period 1, I was in physical science. So I'm looking for science. And it says inspecting, measuring, or monitoring, keeping accurate records, analyzing data, programming, or doing calculations. So I'm going to go ahead and say that I am keeping accurate records. So under physical science, I'm going to say keeping accurate records. Under algebra, I would then come down here and find a math class. Identifying and diagnosing problems. Sounds good. So identifying and diagnosing problems. That's what you're going to do for every activity that you have listed throughout your day. Once you have completed that, you will go back up to page 1. It says write down the work skill that appears most often in your day. So you will look through all of those work skills on that right-hand side of the table, and you will write down whatever the one that appears the most. So I'm going to say keeping accurate. What was that one? Keeping accurate records. You will then write down which work skill you would enjoy using most in a job. That can be any work skill that you saw from pages 5 through 9. And lastly, you will write down the work skill that you think would be most important in getting a good job. From here, we have completed step 1 and moving on to step 2. It says log into Career Cruising and click on Careers. Then click on Start Career Selector. I'm going to go ahead and go back to Career Cruising. And it says click on Careers. So up here on the top, it says Careers. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. From here, it says click on Start Career Selector. So here's Career Selector, Start Career Selector. From here, it says to go to the core tasks. That's over here on the left-hand side. So core tasks. Then it says to select the core task that appears most often. I chose keeping accurate records. You would choose whichever one appeared the most in that table. So I'm going to click on that one. And then I'm going to view results. From here, these are lots of jobs that keep accurate records. It says to scroll through the list and click a career that interests you. So a detective interests me. I would click on that. You need to then type in the career that you clicked on. And then it says click on job description. So the job description, all of the next questions are within this career. So I'm going to click on job description. And it says to write down examples of how people in this career use the work skill that you selected. So since I said keeping accurate records, I would have to read through here and identify what ways does a detective keep accurate records. And I would write those down. Then it says click on one of the 2 interviews. Well, these are the 2 interviews. So I could choose which one I wanted to click on and then enter the person's name. Then it says click on a day in the life. So up here it says a day in the life. So I'm going to click on that. And this is their day in a life. What happened in their day? Then I need to write down examples of how this person uses the skill you selected in their day. So I will continue to do that. After answering all the questions in step 3, I am going to move on to step 4. It says use the browser's back button to return to the career selector screen. So I'm going to go ahead and go back and back and back. And I am now at the career selector screen. From here, I'm going to do the same thing, except with the work skill that I chose from number 2. So that's back on this document on the very first page, what you wrote down for work skill number 2. You are going to then click whichever core task that is. So let's say that is physical training or performing. You would go ahead and view results. And now we are going to be completing step 4, which requires you to scroll through a list, pick a job that interests you, write down that career, and read the job description. Now we are on to the last step, step 5. This step requires us to come back to this, click on the work skill that we answered under step 1, number 3, which was work skill number 3. So I'm going to click on that, view results, and again, pick on a job that interests me and answer the questions from step 5. Once we have completed step 5, we need to save our document, and then we need to upload our document. So what we're going to do is go back to My Assignments and Activities. Then you're going to click on Activity 2, since that's the one that we've completed. You are going to upload a file. Going to go to the desktop. My document is, and click on that. It has uploaded. It says date attached right here. And I can make sure that it has uploaded by going back to My Assignments and Activities, and I should have a link to it under My Files. Now I have completed Activity 2.